So I'm trying an experiment. It's kind of a cross between desperation, frugality, and curiosity. Our local Feed and Seed, I couldn't find any garlic seed or garlic bulbs for planting. By the time I got really into this that I wanted to try it, I said I didn't want to order it anywhere and then have it shipped in. Days are flying by right now. As you know, days are shorter. You have to work. You go to work in the dark. You come home in the dark. You know, Christmas is coming up, so there's all that. So anyway, I said, I've never grown garlic before. I grow onions every year, but I've never grown garlic. And I thought, why not try it? So by the time I decided this, that was when I couldn't find any bulbs. Any other time I could walk into a store, Feed and Seed, and find garlic, but no, our local didn't have it. I checked one other place in the next state, they didn't have any. So I said, why not try store-bought? Now I know people say, well, I don't recommend this because they're usually treated. Well, this is a part where you get into the curiosity stage, because I'm wondering, can we make something out of this? So I bought one bulb at Walmart. Our local grocery store sells it, but they sell like 2 or 3 small bulbs in a bag, and I only wanted one. So went to Walmart, got this one. It's been here for a day or two, or for a week or two, excuse me. So now I'm just now getting around to trying to plant these suckers. So I've been reading about some of them, grow zones, what time of the year, fertilizers, things like that. My husband went and bought a bag of Miracle-Gro potting mix, so I'm sure it has a little bit of fertilizer. It says it feeds up to 6 months, but I've read that you can amend the soil with wood ash, which I have, bone meal, which I'm going to put a little of that in as well, but we're going to see how well this does. Now, I said born out of frugality. I have a container around there that was a fertilizer tub. A lot of people around here who have cattle this time of year will take tubs of supplement and just put out in the fields where the cows can free graze. Those tubs are big plastic, huge tubs, and they just leave them, or they pick them up and throw them in a fire pile or something. But they are useful. We've used a couple of them to cover up planters on our cultivator, or I have one out there right now that has my herbs in it by the garden. I have one, it doesn't have any holes in the bottom of it. It isn't, won't drain the water, and I don't really want to put holes in it. So I decided to go with this. This is just an old planter that I have here. I've had it for, God knows, 10 years before we even moved in the house. It's just been sitting here. There's nothing, hasn't been in it in a while. So to keep the weight down a little bit, as well as not to use all my potting soil, the one thing I did do with the bucket with my herbs in it, when we had the chickens and they were biddies, we had wood shavings that went in their brooder. So I put like half wood shavings in that, and then fill the rest of it up with dirt. So that's what we're going to do in this little one here. Now, I'm really hoping no rat jumps out of this, because we have had a few rats in the shed. This does have holes in it. The little bucket down here does have drain holes. So I'm hoping none of this goes out. I hope it acts like rocks normally would. I just didn't go get any rocks to put in here. But this is what it looks like. It's just wood shavings. It's what you get at Rural King when you get your chickens, your biddies, and you start to keep them inside or keep them warm through the winter or early spring before they're big enough to put out. You put this in the bottom to catch the poop. This is not used. This is brand new. So anyway, I'm going to put a little bit more in there. All right, so put this over here. You can tell it's been in the shed for a minute. I'll take a big bag of Miracle-Gro. Take My little knife here. And these are little knives I bought at the feed store. I think they used to be like $1.25 when we had horses. I always kept one in the shed for opening bags. I was hoping to get out here and do this before traffic started. Everybody's gonna start being on their way home in a little while. Anyway, see if we can get dirt in here without me getting it all over the ground. Let's see if we can get you that way. So we're gonna stop right there because, like I said, I am gonna use some bone meal. Bone meal sometimes, for me anyway, hasn't always been easy to find. It's our local feed and seed that we find it. I'm sure other people will say they find it some other places. But it is, I believe, phosphorus. And they do recommend it for garlic. So we're gonna kind of work that in. And when I say they, it's stuff that I've read on, Google. I Google any and everything. So, I don't remember it was one of the growing things about what to do for wintering your squash, that kind of thing. Or amending the soil for your squash. Garlic. Anyway, now you have to keep in mind these are going to get bigger. They're going to put on stalks and leaves. So we're not going to put too many in here. Even though they are small, you could probably put, 5 or 6, but you're going to have it all floofed out later on. So what we're going to do is we're going to take maybe 4, maybe 3, and we're going to put them in here. They recommend, I don't know if it's hard neck or soft neck for down here, maybe hard neck. I've seen some people say soak them overnight after you've dried them. This is my first time planting garlic, so this is just an experiment. So we're gonna see what we get. Now I'm just pushing them into the dirt, and we're gonna make a triangle, 2 and then 1, because we're gonna put more dirt on the top of it. So these bulbs are kind of big, should be healthy garlic for what garlic it is. Now this is store-bought garlic. So now we'll put some more dirt on it. They also say about putting straw on it or it likes sun. Put straw on it to help it winter. So not sure we're gonna do that. We don't have any straw right now. I'm hoping, it being South Georgia, we won't get too much cold weather. Well, I like cold weather, but I like cold weather. Even though I'm cold-natured, I do like cold weather. My husband is absolutely essential for him to have at least some cold weather because he's hot-natured all the time. He would sweat in January. All right, so we've got a pretty good layer on top. We've got our 3 planted. I'm probably going to plant a few. I have cabbage and broccoli in my raised beds. And the broccoli, though, is pretty spread. The leaves on it are pretty big. So I don't think I'll plant anything in that bed just because there's just space. But the cabbage might have a spot or 2 that I can stick one in. So we're gonna take this out there where it's by the garden all the time. And then probably plant some in the bed. So I'm gonna take my bone meal and wood ash because that dirt has been used a few years. So to amend the soil, we're gonna take a little wood ash and a little bone meal. I also have some triple 10 in the cart. Seems like I always keep in the cart these days. So we're gonna go out there and take this and do that, and we'll be finished with our experiment. As you can see, I've changed my mind yet one more time. thought about using the black container, but now I'm going to put it in a bed. I did say I was going to put it in with the cabbage, but I've got this bed where all these carrots have come out, and so we got a little extra space here. And I don't know that I'll use these beds really in the summer to grow anything, so be good to keep them something long term here. I was worried about the street traffic coming through. Some guy that lives down the road, he likes to jog. He's jogging by, so it's always something. But anyway, like I said, this dirt has been here for a little while. We've grown cabbage in it last year. We're growing carrots in it right now. So we're going to put a little extra help to it. We're going to give it a little bit of wood ash, a little bit of bone meal. And you can see I still have some small carrots that I'm leaving, trying not to disturb them too much. Let them grow. I'll make big carrots. And these are the new Kuroda carrots. I got these from, sorry about the traffic. I got these from seeds from Baker Creek. All right, what do I do with my, there they are. So, I also have a bucket right here. It's at the end of the carrot bed. It'll be here where it's easier to water it, and it's in full sun. So, it's pretty good. We're going to take some more of these big bulbs. We're going to stick them in there, and we're going to cover them up. And hopefully, like I said, this is an experiment. Hopefully, in a few days, we'll know if we're going to have garlic or not. So, that's what it's looking like for me right now. It's just experimentation. And it's the same thing with everybody, especially when they first start. Growing a garden, it's all experimentation. If you don't know if you've never done it before, I try to grow something at least either in the spring or in the fall, at least one thing that may be new to me, or can something that's new to me. So I want to get into this. I've got vanilla beans ordered because I want to do homemade vanilla. So yeah, it's just all about skill sets and learning to do something new. Not that we're self-sufficient. I mean, I still have to buy the liquor, and I did have to buy the vanilla. So, you know, it's just learning to do something new. That's a challenge, just like this. So, maybe in a few days we'll come back and I'll show you the progress. Hopefully there's progress. But until then, thank you.